BlackBerry Bold 9700 LCD replacement.
First, you'll notice that the BlackBerry is powered on, so what we'll want to do is power it off. And you can simply just take the battery out of the device to power it off. Once it's powered off, then we can just take our flat pick and we can start getting to the screws. You'll notice that there's no screws on the back of the phone. There's a hidden little compartment down here at the bottom of the BlackBerry that you'll want to take just your flat pick and just pull up, and it'll pop off. It pops off really easy. And then you'll notice there's 2 screws underneath it. Now that is a T5, so you want to make sure that you have the T5 handy when you start this repair. And what you'll do then is just take and just peel up just a little at the bottom here, and you'll notice that it comes up pretty easy. Then you'll just work your way around the edges here.
You want to be careful here too, because you don't want to break the front faceplate housing. So just take your time and carefully just continue to do that wedging motion.
And both of them has just 2 little prongs that stick into the back of the housing, and that's why it's so.
Why don't you point out where those clips are on the side of the faceplate?
And you'll see them. They're about midway up the mid frame here, and you'll see it as you can.
There you go.
Right here.
Good.
And then there's one on the back on the other side as well. Then you'll take and just lift up just a little bit, and then just push up while working it back and forth, and the front faceplate will just pop right off. Now you can take and just remove the keypad from the circuit. It's not held down by anything. It's just basically down on the board. Then you'll notice that there's 4 screws that you'll need to remove in order to get the circuit board up off of the back housing, and those are also T5s as well. Once those 4 screws are removed, you'll notice that there's a flex connector up at the top of the phone. You'll need to take and peel that up back towards the top of the phone so that that's out of your way. It actually holds the LCD down. It's the volume in the ringer speaker. Once that's done, you can take and you'll take and pull up that circuit board, and it comes up real easy, and then the back of the phone you can just set off to the side. Next, there's 2 little clips at the top of the LCD, one here and one here. What you'll need to do is you'll need to take your flat pick and you'll need to bend those up towards the top of the LCD or the top of the phone so that you can remove the LCD off of the circuit board, because it's held down here at the bottom by 2 clips as well as the 2 clips here, so it doesn't move around.
So they kind of serve as locks, where it just kind of locks the LCD tightly into place, because you don't want that LCD fitting loose into the circuit board.
Right. And then after you've moved those out just a hair, you'll be able to take and just place your pick on the top right hand corner of that LCD, and you'll just wedge it down in there, and you'll notice that the LCD will well, before you do that, you'll need to take and you'll need to unplug the LCD in the back of the circuit board, which is on the right side of the circuit board. You'll need to take and just unplug it from the circuit board, so when it comes up, it's not ripping that flex. And when you first take it off, it'll be a little bit firmer because it's actually adhered down to the circuit board.
Gotta love 3M tape.
And once the LCD is off, you'll notice that the two clips that had been at the bottom of the phone are still there. Then you'll just take the new LCD and you'll just put it in. Likewise, you'll want to remember to put the two tabs in the bottom in first so that they lock into their position, just like so. And then take and press the LCD down. And once that's down, it'll be flush all the way around. And then you'll take your pick and you'll take the two prongs that you bent up you'll need to use those to lock the LCD down into place. And you can just take those and bend those right back up into place. They bend up pretty easy.
Okay, I just want to reiterate, it's real important that you get the two little tabs on the bottom of the LCD to fall underneath those little slots there you see in the gold frame there. So they slide underneath the bottom first, and then you fold the top of the LCD down to the rest of the circuit board, and then like John was showing, you fold the tabs over up on the top to securely fasten that LCD to that circuit board.
And
so you switch to a little.
I switched to a harder a metal pick just to bend that surface up, and sometimes with the plastic it won't bend it as well, but if you have something harder like a pick, you can use that to bend those tabs back up. Now once those are bent back into lock that LCD down, then you can just flip the circuit board back around and just plug that LCD back into to its position, and you'll notice it'll clip in pretty easy. You don't have to put a lot of pressure, just a little bit, and it'll slide right in. Next, you'll take the back housing and you'll put the circuit board in, and you'll notice on the left and right side there's little buttons for the volume and then also for the voice memo. Those might come up every once in a while. You'll just have to put them back in the position that they go. They only go in one way. So if those come up, don't worry, just put those back in and everything will be fine. Next, you'll take that circuit board and you'll want to put the bottom in first, because there's two little clips at the bottom that you need to go underneath. And you'll need to make sure that those clips, that the circuit board is actually underneath those clips. And what you'll do is it'll be just like so. And then it'll just fall right into place, and you'll notice the charge port's in place, and then the microphone is went in place as well. And there's little notches at the bottom, so it doesn't allow you to line it up wrong, but if you are in wrong, it will actually sit up off of the back housing. Next, you'll just take and plug the sound back in for the ringer speaker at the top of the phone. And then after you've done that, you'll just take and put the 4 screws back in that we've removed from the circuit board just a few moments ago. Alright, next what you'll do is you'll take and you'll put the keys back into the location they go, and what you'll want to remember is to put the top in first, because it lines it up everything so that it just goes down real smoothly. Then you'll take and put the faceplate back on. Remember putting it down over the top first, because that's how it came off. And you'll just make sure that it clips in, and you'll feel it clip in once it clips in. Then you'll take and push the 2 little tabs back in that we were having a little bit difficult time to remove, and they'll fall right back into place once you have the faceplate on right. Then just take and push the bottom down, and the clips will clip them together. Next, what you'll do is take the 2 bottom screws that we removed, and we'll put those back in to their slots.
Point out the tabs too on that lower cover piece too.
Oh,
important not to break those off, because they are plastic and they can weaken.
Yeah, and you'll notice that there's 3 little tabs at the bottom here, and you'll want to make sure that as you're peeling that up that you're not breaking those tabs off. So what you'll do once the 2 screws are back in, you'll take and you'll put those in the bottom first, and then you'll just take and push in, and it'll clip right into place.
Good.
And just to make sure that the phone is back to normal, we'll just take and put the battery back in, and we will look for the red light, and then we will wait for a hourglass to appear on the screen. Once the hourglass has appeared, then you know that the LCD is fine.
Now, will you also go over real quick, John, the LCD on the 9700, it has 2 versions, correct?
Yes.
How do you know what version any particular BlackBerry Bold is?
On the back of the LCD, there's a number that's at the very bottom of the LCD, and you'll notice that it's impressed into the back of the LCD just real fine, and you'll have to get in some good light so that you can see it. There's actually 2 different versions. There's the 001 and then there's the 002 on these, and the more common one is going to be the 002, but
You actually really don't know what it's going to be until you physically disassemble the phone and look at the back of the LCD,
right,
though.
and you will have to dismantle the whole entire phone to get to that, unfortunately. But once you do find that number, you can just get the right LCD, and everything will work fine.
So would it be safe to maybe stock, one of each LCD at all times, just to be safe, so
right.
you can do the repair there on the spot
Right.
at that time?
It would be great to store both LCDs, just so that you can get that customer in and out and satisfy the customer real quickly.
Good. All right. That BlackBerry Bold 2 9700.